Hey everybody, Spectacular, the Silverstacular, here with a limited early release, 3 Oklahoma Goldback. Going to be talking Goldbacks in this video. Now, the Oklahoma series is set to come out in August. Beginning of August, should have the pre-orders for most websites that deal with Goldbacks. Towards the end of August, those things should be available like at all those websites, including Spegtacular.com. So look for these kinds of things, the whole series in August. However, the 3, right, the limited earlier release should be available in some places now, including Spegtacular.com. That's right, I got these. Listen, these are very interesting. Also, I got some other things I want to talk about when it comes to Goldbacks here in this Goldback related video. What are they? What the heck is a Goldback, right? I literally used this stuff to pay for one of my needs last week. I bought food here in Florida with Goldbacks. That's right. It's a real thing. I used the exchange rate on their website to deal with one of the merchants that accepts Goldbacks and paid for my food. I ate it. I felt full. It was a good feeling, right? And so this is like kind of a take on our history where our money was backed by gold, but instead of being just backed by gold, it actually is made with gold. And if you can, it can actually be exchanged right there for US gold coin if you wanted to go that route. They're very beautiful, and they got a lot of history of the places that they represent in them, but it basically is a way to exchange gold for items. And so Goldbacks have made this whole merchant network, and in fact, interestingly enough, they want you to help with that. If you are a merchant in the United States, especially in Oklahoma, and you want to start accepting sound money, first link down in the description, click on that, sign up your business. Why not, right? Accept sound money. If you are watching this, you might believe in sound money. You might be an enjoyer of precious metals, I would imagine, if you're watching this video. That being said, look at this, only 4,000, if you can see that, 4,000 of these limited early releases will ever be made. All right, these 3 Goldbacks from Oklahoma, only 4,000, which is half the amount that was available in the Florida series. So Florida had 8,000 available. This Oklahoma is going to have half of those, so very rare. Plus, 2,000 of this 4,000 are going to be held to the side for those merchants that want to sign up and have these as part of their inventory and or something that they accept at their merchant network that Goldbacks is creating. So very, very limited, this particular piece right here. I'd highly recommend jumping on the Oklahoma. It's going to be hard to get at some point. For right now, you should be able to get them no problem since it's early, but soon you're not going to find them because it's very, very limited, being only 4,000 made, and they're holding some back for those merchants only. And I know many merchants that got involved in the Florida series and they refuse to sell them, right? They're just going to hold their little trophies of their Goldbacks and not sell them. So that being said, they're going to be harder and harder to get. They're very expensive because it's all the bells and whistles. It's limited. It's got the PMG slab from NGC. It's got everything you could ever want, right? And this is a perfect 70, so they are a little more on the pricey side when it comes to Goldbacks. This particular one is not following any kind of exchange rate. It's a limited early release, but be on the lookout for that. What's going on in the actual picture? Let's see what we got. We got a lady playing the guitar. Oklahoma has a big music history. We got some little rock formations in the back. Oklahoma known for those. Looks like we got some yucca plants here, maybe some thistle. And a little bit, what do we got right here? What does this say? Oh, sing to the Lord a new song. So there you go. You got a Bible verse right there. Very interesting. And you can see 3/1,000ths of a troy ounce. So 3 of a thousandth of a troy ounce of 24 karat gold. Exchangeable by Goldback Inc. in U.S. gold coin to the bearer on demand. If you wanted to take them up on that and you wanted actual U.S. gold coins rather than your Goldbacks, you could do that. So that's what we got so far from Goldbacks for the limited early release, and you should see the other ones come out in August. And, I talked to the CEO of Goldbacks. You can check out that video on my channel. I've done a couple other videos explaining and talking about Goldbacks and my thoughts on them, some goods and some bads about them. But when I talked to the CEO of Goldbacks, I had asked, hey, going forward with these new states like Oklahoma, and then soon Arizona also will join the network, are you going to have the same denominations as Florida had? Because Florida had some extra ones too. And they said, oh yeah, from here on, it's going to have to pretty much copycat, everything that everybody else is doing. I do wonder, though, if the other states are going to come up and have threes. I doubt it. I think this is going to be something special for Oklahoma. Again, you're probably going to want to grab these if you can. That's my humble opinion. I only have a few available, and then I'm going to be out of those. But there are some right here, and they're neat for sure. I think that it's cool that they come out with something special for each state at the beginning of the launch of the state. Also, Goldbacks, the wallets, this is like their original size wallet. It was pretty big, right? It can hold all the denominations. They don't recommend, from what I heard, you hold hundreds in here, although it does hold the 100s. And you can see that actually I have a personal wallet or two that I've carried my Goldbacks in for years. Somebody had said that, they don't hold up very well or whatever. Look at this thing. I've held this and my Goldbacks in there for many years. They seem pretty flawless still. There's some 2020 Utahs right there, just to show you that it's been quite a while that those have looked good, and no problems. Here's another one right here, and again, not an issue. 2020 Nevadas. I even have the 50 in there. Again, you can do the 100, but they don't recommend it. I've tried it myself. It does work, but like I said, they don't recommend it, so it must not be the greatest idea. It might have a little edges, it might come out a little bit and cause some damage. I don't know. That being said, they have a new wallet design. It's much pricier than this old style wallet, much pricier, which Goldback, the CEO, said that this is genuine leather. So FYI, if you're curious about that, I'm going to take out one of these new wallets and we're going to look at it together and see what these are all about. Like I said, a lot pricier, so they must be a little bit fancier in the way they're made, or the leather that's used. I'm not sure. It says, a wallet fit for gold. Wayfarer, Goldback. And it says, thanks for carrying Goldbacks. This wallet is designed for those who recognize the value in carrying sound money every day. Crafted from premium leather, it securely holds Goldbacks up to the 5 denomination, along with IDs, credit cards, and national currencies. It also includes a dedicated spot for other precious metals or coins. Well, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Neat. Premium features. Designed for Goldback denominations 5 and below. Full grain 6-ounce premium bridal leather, hand-stitched and burnished. Additional storage for IDs, cards, national currencies, and small metals. Non-toxic vegetable tanned, U.S. made. Well, there you go. They do look pretty cool. I can see that, it's obviously smaller in size and it's going to carry the smaller denominations. It's mostly meant for, like I said, 5 and below. I understand that. When you start getting to like the 100 Goldbacks and everything, you're thinking, well, am I ever really going to use those a whole lot? You don't know, right? I don't know. But yeah, carrying 5s and below seems like a more practical use for Goldbacks. And there you go, though. Nice wallet. It feels great. In comparison to the larger one, it has like a little bit more of a rough kind of feel. It feels more like a wallet, I'll say, that I'm familiar with. And this feels a little bit smoother. Both still nice. Cheaper on the right, more expensive on the left. By far more expensive, about 3 times the price. So FYI, and they got different colors too if you are a color bandit. They got the regular brown, they got a black, and I believe they have like a navy blue. Yes, there's the navy blue, so I got all 3 there. They also have, as you know or may not know, Goldback does have some anti-counterfeit features. One of them being on the reverse, there are symbols and denomination marks that can only be seen when you shine a black light. They do have a new black light kind of Goldback labeled pen light that works to identify the hidden messages or the hidden letters on the reverse now, that only is affected if you have a black light shining on it. That being said, those are very expensive. I don't carry those. Not something I plan to carry. I think that you can just go to Amazon and get a cheap black light and you can do the trick. I've shown before me using a cheap Amazon black light and it works just fine and dandy, not a problem. But I think people are still very much into the Goldbacks. I see Personally, the Florida Goldbacks seem to sell a little less than they did at the launch. You know, launch people were chaotic. I couldn't keep these things in stock on Spegtacular.com. It was just like as soon as I got them, they were all sold out. It seems like things are like a lot more leveled out now. People still buy them like crazy, but it's not so chaotic. So I think people are using them more and more as those merchant networks build. That Goldback, the company, is trying to really, you know, focus on that and get their merchant network built. I think it's just going to be better and better for Goldback. And the fact that Oklahoma's coming out and then another state is already ready to come out after that, and I'd imagine that they have more on the way too, knowing how that CEO is a worker of theirs. But these limited early releases have been doing very well in the secondary markets. If you got one, congratulations. If not, some are still available. You can still grab them. I recommend grabbing them early on. And it's interesting to see that Oklahoma is going to be basically twice as rare as the Florida, the 3 Oklahoma Goldback. So I actually have pulled up real quick if you want to see one of the other ones from Oklahoma that is being talked about. So we have when it comes out, this will be the 1 Oklahoma Goldback, and you can see the female rider right there, and kind of like the old wagon and stuff. They're all riding together. Looks like maybe some sunflowers or maybe daisies, I don't know, right there. And it's hard to see on the computer, but there's another verse right there. Looks like I can't hardly read it. I have finished the race. I have something the faith. I have kept the faith. There you go. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Okay, boom. There we go. So that's the new one. And they got some other ones too that I think I've shown off on the channel. If not, then I wasn't supposed to show those off, and I just know those are in my head because the CEO showed those to me. So maybe I haven't showed those off yet. I can't remember. I can't remember if those are public information. So let's pretend like we're not talking about those right now. Anyways, I got to go for now. Goldbacks are fun. It's a real thing. There's a lot of negative Nancys out there because people seem to fail to understand that there is an exchange rate of these that the company has done, you know, well to build. And so it's not just an ounce of gold or a quarter ounce of gold or a 1/10 ounce of gold. It comes all the way down to 1/1000th of a troy ounce of gold. And actually, with the halves, they were able to come down to 1/2000th of a troy ounce of gold and make them just beautiful and in this wonderful package with anti-counterfeit measures. And then it building an exchange rate and a network of people that will take these. It's actually a lot more than just your gold and silver, but it really is about it being made out of gold for sure. So it's a lot of fun, plus it actually has utility behind it, which is very important. And if you are a stacker and you believe in any kind of history about where our money came from, you should also enjoy this kind of stuff that's really trying to solve that problem of our money going back to something that is valuable. Also very interesting is even though it's towards the end of the year, it is a 2025 Goldback. So in case anybody was curious about that. I got to go for now. Appreciate you for watching. These are very limited. If you want one, if you think it's going to be something that will be cool in the future, or if you just try to get it for your set that you're building, you might want to get it fast because I don't imagine that these are going to last or be as easy to get as the Floridas were for as long as they were, just because of how much more limited they are. I got to go. Spegtacular is out. Well, hello, everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. You know, when I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.